Alright, so a few things to address. I've been watching these things, a lot of these cop things going on. I don't know why, I don't really care. But I gotta say, I agree with a lot of it, but one of the things I would like to see happen, because even if the world changes, it shouldn't matter. Because they should be kept into the loop. I don't think they should have a right. That doesn't mean that they have a right to get away with anything, but it's just like no matter what you commit, I think that because it's going to be hard enough as it is to adjust by the time you get out. And if you happen to get out at 80 years old, that's even worse. So, because literally speaking, of course, if you managed to, even if you had a life sentence and eventually it got reduced because of things you've done to kind of make up for that, where you paid your time, it still ain't going to be worth it. You have to be kept into the loop so that you could probably get out sooner than that. Not even at 50 should you be released. I would say around 35 maybe. Depends on the seriousness or severeness of the crime. Seriously. But that's not up to me to judge that. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is that I think, to be fair, we should all, because it's not going to bring your child back. No matter how grown they were when they were shot to death. If it's a crime like that, sentencing them to life or 50 years in prison over a life or two, or however many they took out, that doesn't bring back your child. And it doesn't really teach them anything, especially to death. I'm sorry, but sentencing someone to death over a murder is the most redundant fucking thing I have ever seen. Sentencing them to prison is not. Now, just because I cannot change that doesn't mean I can't feel the way I feel. I mean, I can't stop the way I feel about it. Really. And that's about as ridiculous as when people, even bother. Oh, shit. That is not cool. Oh, no. Oh, God. Damn it, woman. You stop laying on my damn cord. I'm having enough trouble. Anyway, so moving on. What was I watching? I can't remember now. Oh yeah, a racist selfie emerges. Fun fact for you. Okay, that doesn't mean anything because anybody can post a photo and anybody can come up there and claim that is just so freaking racist. It doesn't do any good unless you say that it comes with something else in it. Don't just say that. That's about as dumb as what was it I said? Being racist if I have my walls up or I have my clothes on. That's just real racist, isn't it? See how stupid that sounds? Okay? Because, anybody can post a damn photo. And anybody can claim that it's racist. Anybody can. And it's been happening. That's the reason I say that, because I have proof to prove it, because I've seen this happen numerous times. And you can look at the photo all damn day. There's nothing racist about it. Unless, of course, it comes with the N-word. Or any other thing because you're a color, because you're, Mexican. That's racist. But see, unless you state otherwise, and don't tell me it doesn't have to state it, because that's just bullshit. Because if that were true, then why do people have to go out of their damn way and have their balls to say that it's racist when nothing about it is racist? They just posted a photo. A photo. And, or as they call it now, a freaking selfie. And there's no writings on it, no nothing. It's just someone posting a photo, like any ordinary day. It's like going to a photo shoot with your entire family, having a photographer do that, and someone call it online. That is just a racist photo. There's nothing racist about it. And it's true. Okay? Yes, it has to indicate otherwise. Otherwise, it's not racist. And I can look at a photo all damn day, and unless it says right there, okay, a photo cannot just say it's a racist photo. It has to be something that's written on it. If there's nothing written on it, and somebody just claims it, and they can do that. No shit, it's called the freaking internet. Hell, I mean, they didn't do that back. I mean, they could have. Back when it was in papers and stuff like that, when, oh my god, that is just so racist. But no, what we have is the online world. See, the thing is that we have a lot of great things thanks to technology. And there's a lot of bad things that came with it. I mean, no era has ever been perfect. There's always been a lot of great things that came with it, but there's always been a lot of bad things. You're never going to get away from the negativity. I don't care how many times. And yeah, I know we got to try and keep it positive. But you can't keep it that damn positive without negativity coming around. Because without negativity, you don't have a balanced world. Well, you may try to ignore the negativity, which is by all rights your own. You're freedom to do so. But this world will always be full of that. I mean it. You can't be positive about pain. Like, oh my god, I absolutely love being in pain. The only time that's ever been positive is about in the sickest, sadist freaking way. Like, oh, I love this because they're being put up on walls and being tortured to death. Or when they're, even when it's being like, when they're having an inappropriate moment with their loved ones or the mistress, and they're putting spikes into them, like, oh my god, yeah, spike me some more, that just really turns me on. Not really me, but anybody who's into that, that's just sick in my opinion. But I'm not gonna freaking go in there and try to change that. No more than trying to change someone who likes being strangled to death every time they're doing it in the sack. I don't make jokes of that shit. That's really real. And it's still torture anyway. But, And speaking of torture, there was this guy in a truck. In a truck. Again, another one of those statements, even though I have a video that I deleted because it was too damn long. I don't really care for them that long. Anyway, so moving on. It says something about didn't have a seatbelt on. I can see that you didn't have your seatbelt on, and now I see you do. I don't know, I forgot. He says, I have a concealed weapon. Well, step out of the car. Now, one of the ridiculous statements I heard was that. Here's what I'm going to explain why. Because if you're buckled up, you can't just step out. You have to unbuckle yourself. Right? You're supposed to be cooperating with the law, right? Well, what happens if you try to step out and you can't move because you're buckled into the car? That's just like if someone was to tie you up against the wall, like kind of in a torture segment. Only this time they say, "Well, you step down or step out of the car," because they're so tied up in the car, and tell them to step down out of the car. That's how ridiculous that is to me. Now, I understand that the smart thing would be to unbuckle yourself. But again, because you're trying to cooperate, because they're in charge now all of a sudden. They're trying to make you get out of the car. Well, the thing is, they need to specify about that. Alright, well, I need you to unbuckle your seatbelt and step out of the car. That would have made more sense. Instead of, okay, I need you to step out of the car. And I'm gonna explain to you why. Because there's so many criminals or officers out there that would just be like, I need you to step out of the car. And if they can't step out because they didn't unbuckle the damn seatbelt, they're gonna shoot them or something like that. That's how ridiculous the whole system is. I mean, just because you got other ones that are more willing to cooperate with a suspect doesn't mean every cop will. Literally. It doesn't matter whether it's female or male. And speaking of that, fun fact for you. People have been buying into this whole, if you don't show them fear, they will respect you. Okay. I'm going to prove my point. I don't know where that video is, but there's a video that's on the internet. This guy absolutely loves animals. He didn't show them fear or nothing. He almost died. And these animals came up on this guy. And it's not because of whether or not you show fear. If a dog don't like you, or a cat, or any other animal, they're just not going to like you, plain and simple. It doesn't matter if you love them or not. It doesn't matter if you show fear or not. Showing fear doesn't stop, not showing fear doesn't stop an animal from attacking you. If that were true, then think about the criminals who can break into houses and shit. I should have said that to that one dude. But I mean, think about it. There's a criminal breaking into your home. A dog attacks. The guy's not afraid. He just keeps on going about his business. The dogs are sitting there going, oh, okay. I mean, there are dogs that will do that, but not always. If they don't like it, they don't fucking like you, plain and simple. That's it. It doesn't matter. Because, true, criminal comes in, a dog attacks. Guy's not showing no fear. He's not backing down. He's not doing anything. He's just, he's not backing down. He's not afraid of this dog. In the meantime, everything in the house is being stolen from. All while this dog is trying to tackle this guy. And a lot of times they have a hard time keeping him down while they're trying to break in there and take your shit. So you explain to me how the fuck that's supposed to work. And yes, it's true. This is another example, even though it's true. Animals don't like people. They don't like people. It doesn't matter how bad you are or how good you are to someone. That's another thing. People are saying, well, they can just tell. It doesn't matter. Let's say this person is so freaking good. That dog will still attack. Been proven. Well, this guy could be a real fucking jerk. I've seen people literally do this shit. Be a jerk to anybody else, but mean. I mean, they're real nice to animals, and then all of a sudden, that's it. Just all it takes is one. Doesn't matter the gender, personality, They're just gonna, bam, you're dead. Or almost dead. And if you're lucky enough to survive, if they get you down, you're gonna be in the hospital. So, no, it's not because of how much of a bad person you are, or because of, oh, I didn't show fear. It has nothing to do with that. Because if that were true, dogs would stand down because, oh, somebody broke into their house. You know. And there's been criminals who have worked, they walked in just plain and simple. They didn't even have to drop meat. Boom. They got away with it. It's like getting away with murder. Seriously. That's exactly, I don't know if we still use that phrase, but basically the concept of it is, it's not really that, well, even if it was, that it was murder, but the thing of it is, the dog did not try to stop them because, oh, the guy was just, oh my god, the dog just loved that guy, or the animal did. I've even seen this with that shit. Snakes don't give a flying roll of a donut who's in their house. Snakes are gonna do what they're gonna do. They're survivors. I mean, any animal survivors. But the difference is that animals will try to protect their home. But not always. Not if the person they think is, oh, it's fine. You must be the owner. It's okay. And yet they're not the owner. There's someone coming in someone else's home, breaking in there, breaking and entering, and stealing their crap. Now, how ridiculous is that shit? And I don't say that based off of movies. I say that based off because of what I've seen. I've seen evidence to prove and suggest otherwise. I used to buy into that same old mumbo jumbo, whether it was good or bad, or because whether a person was good or bad, or because, oh good Lord, let's not forget about not showing fear, because they'll just yeah, no, that's just horseshit. Sorry, but I guarantee you, all it takes is one damn animal. It doesn't matter whether they're cat, dog, or anything, or even female or male. They will attack. They don't care who the hell the fuck you are. They don't give a shit if you've been good or you didn't show them fear. They care enough if they can get your ass down on the ground. And some of them will give up, some of them won't. But either way, they don't like you. Plain and simple. I found that out. Because it's not just before I found out myself from experience, but I've seen it happen. So, yeah, nice try. I mean, literally, people just don't like each other. Plain and simple. This world is not perfect. It's not fair. If it was, people would accept each other, even if you're not going to be friends. Who cares about that? The thing is that, you need to accept it. No one says you have to like it. Just accept it and move on. I mean, even if you're not friends, even if you wind up being enemies, no, don't want to be enemies, but you don't want to be friends either. Not even allies. You're just accepting and moving on and be like, okay, yeah, whatever. Because it's their God-given right. I mean, it's like when somebody judges someone based off of their talent and they don't like that, or because they have a sexual preference, or because of their color. They judge that. Is it right? No, but they need to accept that it's there and move on, and not let it ruin their lives. So what if someone's got a different religion or even believes in religion at all. So what if someone's a different color or some kind of, whatever. Or they're some kind of gender. Or they are, you know, have some kind of sexual preference. Who cares? No one says you have to be that way. I mean, my God. We don't. Okay, here's the thing about fun fact of life. You don't get to choose when you'll be this person. It could happen at any point in your life. Let's say all your life you've always been straight, or been gay, or bi. You know, one day you will pick. Okay, and a lot of times in life you will eventually change because life is an ever-changing evolution. You know, so there is no point in trying to go, I hate this, I hate that, and all of a sudden, someone questions you one day, and that's exactly what they do. They always question this one person because by they I mean this one person who obviously have always disregarded and hated the fact of what they will become. And eventually they become it, and they say, I don't know why. I just did. So that's why you should always take the heart just to accept it and move on. Even if it never happens to you. That doesn't mean it's going to guarantee it's going to happen to you. It's possible. It's way more possible because it's been proven to no one to happen. Doesn't mean it happens to everyone who says they will never be gay. But it's just that, or they, don't want to be gay. As long as you don't hate it. Because you will regret those words. Everybody who does that does. And, it doesn't matter if you turn out to be gay or not eventually. It matters whether or not you regret those words. Everybody does. Whoever says that. They've always regretted it. And here's another thing. It's a case of where about, I want to say close to 50% who has killed people for that. Oh, I regret it. And literally, that's what happened. And I don't make jokes. Seriously. Not to say I never make jokes, but it depends on what it is. Something as severe as that, hell no. I don't even make rape jokes like Family Guy does. Yeah, that's right. You know who the hell you are. Don't be making such jokes. I never thought it was funny. I never thought it was cool. I got bored out of my mind and watched something really stupid. I think it's real funny to make rape jokes. It's just a parody. It's real funny to be raped. No, it ain't. Well, here's the thing. I ain't laughing, and neither are the victims who've ever been raped. And the saddest thing is, a lot of people think that everybody says it until it happens to them. No, they don't. There's a lot of people who don't say it, and it still happens. Or people who don't say it and never happens at all. It's not that everybody is like that, okay? It's not that nobody or everybody's going to accept you. It's the fact that it's just like that situation. The thing is that there are just people that will and there's people that won't. And there's people that, it doesn't matter. Your fate is already pretty much sealed. Regardless of what path you choose. And regardless of what the consequences may be, whether they are good or bad, can be also bad in one sense, but depends on how you look at it, the spectrum of things. One person may see it as something that's really disgusting, but another one will see it as good because they're happy. at the same time, like when somebody says, "Oh, that's just deplorable and disgusting because you put a little water on your pizza." I mean, it's not like they go up to Domino's and put water all over the damn pizza. And I'm gonna tell you right now that what if Domino's and them did that to kind of cool down the pizza? Yeah, and you couldn't taste the difference. Now there are people. That's not suggesting that there's nobody out there that could. See, unlike that old disgusting belief that's still around. Unfortunately, yes, it is. It's still around, but it's not as popular or as much. I mean, the fact that it's always talked about. But anyway, yeah. So. And I want to say it's possible that even at restaurants like Burger King and whatever else, that they do it for a cooling temperature. They cool it down a little bit, but have it still where it's kind of warm, so that way it doesn't burn your mouth. Like fries, except that they're still hot and fresh. They're just not as extremely hot. Because whenever they put them in there, it's really extremely boiling freaking hot. I want to say it's still possible because, I mean, even though I have no evidence to prove it, but they are cooling it down. But it's the only way I can explain it. I mean, yeah, there is a way to prove it if I were to show you the process without going into their kitchen, because I'm not an inspector. And I have no warrants to go into their kitchen and say, "Oh, are you having this boiled? Are you doing this? Are you doing that?" No. But I could do it. I just don't care to. There's too many videos like that out there. And it wouldn't surprise me if someone hasn't already come up with it. If not, eventually they will. Yeah, well, here's what you do. If they don't, and that's if they don't already show it in the kitchen happening. Because I believe it's possible that they are doing that. And really, it's not really affecting the meal as long as it's not really, as long as it's not soggy and like that, because they got to do something. And I say cool it down. I don't mean necessarily that they're putting water on it, but they could be. Or putting water near it to kind of keep it from burning your mouth when you put it in your mouth. You never know. If it turns out I'm wrong, then it turns out I'm wrong. But it's still a high possibility. About between 50 to 90%. That's how much positive I am of that. Just because I can't prove it doesn't mean it doesn't exist or that it does exist. Well, it's not that I really can't prove it, but it might as well be that I cannot be because I don't have the equipment and I'm not properly set up to do it. I mean, I could go to somebody else's house and do it, but I'm not going to do that. Sorry, but I film under my own terms and conditions. If I bring anybody on as a guest, it would just be to help me out with other things. But other than that, no. Because I don't need someone stepping in and saying things they don't need to be saying. And it ain't nothing bad towards me, like cuss words or anything, but it's not cool. I don't want to get into it. But yeah, so anyway, that's all I gotta say on that. So, and it ain't cool to argue with the customer. I don't care who you are. I mean, let's say you're a customer that's not really arguing, but the other one is trying to turn it into an argument, and all you're just saying is, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry, I'm sorry." And they're trying to correct the information because, so that it's more not confusing, but they still eventually wind up saying an excuse like it's confusing. I can't do this and can't do that. That don't make no damn sense. What the hell are you talking about? That's what's confusing. So, confusing is confusing. I don't know. Yeah. That's not cool. And the customer is always right. Maybe. I mean, I believe it, but I also don't. But I believe that they're not. I don't believe they're right no matter what. Yeah, no, there is no matter what, because I've seen people come up in there and do this both sides, you know. And I've seen it where the customer comes up there and claims shit, and it's not true. And even to the point that where, okay, let's say they order for a biscuit and fries. Okay, I come up in the middle. I didn't order for that. Well, what did you order for? Well, I ordered for a chicken whopper. Okay, they go back there. I didn't order for that. I ordered for a damn biscuit and gravy. Okay, take it back. And they can just sit there on and on and on about this shit because it's not right, you know. I mean, literally, I've seen that happen. Videos. You don't buy everything you see on the internet, do you? Actually, I kind of do. It depends on where the source is coming from and what the hell they're talking about. I actually believe that there are people that might hate, Rachel Ray. I believe that. I mean, I believe it. I really do. Just because I don't happen to hate her doesn't mean I don't believe that people don't, I don't believe that, because that's like saying nobody hates nobody. As much as we try to get rid of hate, it'll always exist. Because there's always going to be somebody somewhere that says, I hate that your fucking guts, you miserable pile of fucking human flesh. Even though you're still a human yourself. That makes no little sense. But hey, that's, even if it's not in those concepted words, but you can be stated, yeah, hate is hate. So we can't get rid of it completely. Alright, get down. Get down. No, I'll have it up before you know it, don't you worry. Ow. Call me again. Call me again and see what happens. I'll knock you in the next Tuesday. Do that again. Or last Tuesday. And you're going to be like, what happened? Exactly. Don't make me do it. But I will. The odd thing is that that's just really stupid, because it's really impossible to knock somebody into Tuesday. And that don't make no damn bit of sense. I never did understand it. It's like when parents threaten to knock you because, it's just something they don't like, or they disagree with you on something, and it's like, okay, don't make me knock you the next Tuesday. Don't make me turn this car around, although the parents have been known to do that. But the thing is that, that it makes more sense. But when you talk about knocking someone into Tuesday, it's because what it is you're trying to get them to stop it. Okay? The threat is real, but not the part of it where you can actually knock them in the next 2 days. That's physically impossible. As time goes forward, most of the time it does stand still, and as it changes, you still can't send someone into Tuesday unless you strap them on there and go, whoosh! Oh, what happened? Wow, how did you get here? And as physically as impossible as it would be, let's just say for argument's sake, it happened. How would anybody know other than you and the past them or something? And that's if it's possible to know. And then sometimes it might be that nobody ever knows. It's like, what happened? How do you know it's not still the same day? There's no way to prove that. So that still makes it completely impossible to do. It's theoretical, but you'd have to have some sort of way to do it besides just knocking someone. It'd have to be pretty damn strong of a knock to do that. And nobody can knock anybody beyond the time senses of their own reality into the next. It's impossible to do. It doesn't matter if you've done it yourself or not, or how many times you try. It won't happen. The only way to make it possible is to do certain things, otherwise, or have enough strength, which nobody ever does have. So it makes it like, how do I put it? Illogical. Logically speaking, the only way to perform it again is to do either have that impossibility strength or to have certain equipment and use the right amount of strength. Doesn't matter how much, what it is, I guess. That's just logically. Enough to set it off to go, oh, now you're at Tuesday. Gee, now you think about that again, won't you? Never bother to do that again, will you? You know, whatever. That's the only way to do that. Otherwise, truly impossible. And I'm not going to get that, oh, but who am I to question whatever? No, I should know. I'm going to question it because I do know better. The only time you don't question it is when you're not old enough to make your own decisions. You know, like, oh, okay, so I'll back off then. You know? So you leave it alone. Things may settle down, they may threaten again, but it's still never going to happen. What it means is that you better knock it off, whatever the hell you're doing. Ultimately, even though that's what they should be saying, but I guess it's not really much of a threat. I mean, I don't know. Some people can still do it anyway and make it more of a threat, but it's like the effects versus the other ones depends on the person saying it. Like, majorly, I can say all damn day, I'll knock you in the next Tuesday. I'll never do it, but what it is ultimately you gotta knock it off. Whatever the hell you're doing that's bad. That's it, basically. Even if you do or don't add, you know I can do it. Don't make me do it. It doesn't matter if you add that or not. It's not gonna really happen. What happens is, as long as they can stop doing whatever the hell they're doing bad, whether it's animal or human being, like when it's your own child. Anyway, so also there's this girl. She looks like a woman, but she's also supposedly 15 years old. She has supposedly, I have never looked her up. I'm not going to. She has a lot of porn. And she licks her toe on live stream. She's 15 years old. How I found that out, because there was this other guy that was streaming, her streaming. And he asked her to turn down the camera. She looked at the question. She says, somebody says to turn it, but I'm 15. I'm 15. That's how I found out she was 15. Now, I think she's lying, personally. I think ultimately she's lying because you don't just have loose-fitting clothes like that where somebody can see your chest like that. I mean, all of a sudden, you know, someone could do it and they can do it with the right amount of technology. They can zoom in and see whether or not, you know, your chest is hanging out. Or even if it wasn't, you can see enough of the chest to make a difference. And it has nothing to do with how old you are. Well, you still shouldn't be wearing loose clothing fitting on camera. And you can't do porn at 15. The only way to do that is highly fucking illegal. You can watch it, look at it, doesn't matter. I mean, nobody's going to care if you look at it. But if you start doing it at 15, everybody's going to care. Because illegally is illegal. It didn't used to be illegal. And what made it illegal was because of other companies that were so underhanded, and legit companies out there have didn't think it was wrong until, you know, predators did this shit. And these legit companies are not predators, even though their policies may have changed. And they may look like predators, but they're not. To get into the porn industry, it doesn't matter if you've been in one or not. You can ask anybody who knows about this, and they'll tell you it don't matter whether you've been in it or not. What matters is if you know all the experiences personally and what goes on. You know, because there's more stuff I can't tell you anyway, but I will tell you this. Again, illegal is illegal. Never try to do porn when you're underage. Because if you are, either you or them or all of you are going to jail. It may not be my jurisdiction, and I'm not saying that like a threat that is coming from me, but this is the law. I may not know all the laws, but I know enough of the law, especially when it comes to porn. And even the law at one point didn't even do anything because there's nothing to worry about until you had predators. We're going after underage kids. So you can't even have highly classed, good porn with, you know, any age anymore unless it's just old enough. And this is the high truth. Because it has to be all staged. None of it can be real. I mean, none of it. If it becomes real, that's illegal. Even in the legal business, as old as they are for these models, and they're supposed to look young, and the only time that you have to be 18 or older, they even hire older adults that are really old to do some porn or nudity. And believe it or not, they do. And then there's people that will take it on for free. Well, whatever they want to do, it's their fucking life. I, for one, don't judge. I don't care, personally. A lot of people may, but regardless of whether I care or not, it's not going to affect me. Okay? And I won't let it affect me, regardless of whether I care or not. Yes, I would have to start caring anyway if I let it affect me, which is stupid. Okay? That's their fucking life. It has nothing to do with me, other than the fact that if I watch it, which I'm not going to, for the record, I can say I never have. Watched one time, that was it. But, you know, again, other than that, no. But, again, I don't mind that porn exists. Things like that have to exist for people that, you know, it keeps them safe in doing harm. And it depends on what the porn is. Obviously. In the dark web, I was reading articles about this, and it was about how predators were getting away with like that through the dark web now. And as much as they try to shut them down, they can't always shut them down. As more as even though more and more keep popping up, my question about it is, can you still find it regardless of whether or not you are a investigator or not, even without the, and can it be done without you going to jail? I mean, that's just, well, two questions in one, because what if you're not really trying to see if you can just get away with it? What if you're trying to just see if it still exists or not? Because I guarantee you, if you try looking it up here on a regular like this, and don't ever go into Cognito. Cognito is the worst, and don't get me started on VPN. Even if you are on VPN, yeah, that doesn't stop you from knowing that, or the cops from knowing that if you're doing something illegal, you're doing something illegal. It doesn't matter. If you're doing it legitimately, you have to have a professional license. You have to be able to have with the right. That's right. Adult ages, they have to be consented, and they have to be again at the right ages. Between 18 and older, and it all has to be fake. It cannot be real. Porn is not meant to be real. The only real part of it is to help those in need, and that's it. Otherwise, they do not do it for real purposes. Any actions you see performed on there are not real. The only real part of the actions are if you're doing it in real life. They always use safety and caution with every one of their models, regardless of whether they wear masks or not. There's always caution. They don't allow any real activity going on other than something else I cannot go into because it is highly inappropriate. If you want to know more, look it up, because I cannot tell you that. Even if I do know it, which I do. But all this stuff is involved. And they do background checks. So you have to have a clear background history. Well, actually, no, it really doesn't really matter if you have a clear background history. As long as you're clear enough that you're not doing those kind of actions no more, you're fine, I guess. I don't know. In any case, let's just move on. Because, you see, the porn industry, the only legit kind you will ever see nowadays, does not allow underage people. Because if they did, they'd be getting in a lot of trouble. Everything you see, even in magazines, whatever, and even then, they're highly expensive if you want to pay for it. Don't ever pay for porn. I mean, unless they start lowering their prices and whatever. That's fine. I mean, or if you're rich enough to buy it, if you really care for it, I guess. And if you're going to buy it, go to an adult store. Don't buy online, because they will rip you off, literally. It's been proven to happen. They may be a legit site, or whatever that suggests, or otherwise. Even highly illegal ones can charge you at the butt, and that's what they do. It doesn't matter if they're, legit or not, they still wound up doing it. Even if it's $1, yeah, don't fall for that. Like, there's a website I know I did a cut, they'll say, yeah, well, you gotta pay $1, and then once in a while they'll say, now they're starting to say, well, it's for free. And one time they were saying 1 week free, and then they were doing this $1 thing. Now it's free. Once in a while they'll say that. No. I hear about it a lot, but I don't even watch the stuff. I'm not going to tell you the website, nothing like that, because I don't keep in touch with it. And even then, I only know of a few of them that are they're safe, and it's better just, if you're going to do it online, watch it for free. If you're going to buy it, go to an adult store and make sure that you're got enough money to cover it, as long as you can still cover the rest of your bills and whatever else. Because that's not too dang bad, but yeah, the online world is unfortunately bad. I'm sorry, but in terms of credit cards and stuff like that, you just don't want to do it. It's highly wrong, but at least you'll get, what you need, because eventually they'll stop. Because what it is that even though that people have made parodies off of this, but it's actually real. What you don't realize is that when it stops you at a certain point, even though I've never had that, even though I don't watch it, and other than that one time when I just fast forward to see what the hell all the stuff was about it, all the guff about it, for the hell, just that's it. Didn't really do anything for me, so I never watched it. After that, I never watched it before, and I never have watched it since then. It's been many moons ago. But anyway, they stop it. That's because they put you into the hole, so far into the hole that there's no guarantee you may be able to recover from that. But then again, you might. So there's no point in doing that. Even if you had a card that has no limits to it, don't bother, because they will find that limit. That's how sneaky these cocky bastards are. Cocky bitches, bitch bastards, whatever you want to call them. Seriously, I don't care how good the website is, don't do it. And even then, if you're going to do it as well online, make sure that they're the right places to go to. Hell, you can even go to Google Images and find, images. Even flash images, if you even care. Excuse me, they're called actually GIFs, but but they're still like flashing images. Yeah, and that's all for free. I can tell you is that much. But remember this as well: do not look up the kind of stuff that predators look up for. You will get in so much more trouble than if you were to. I wouldn't even trust it on the other place either. But even then, this is more monitored than anything else out there. Let's say I want to look up blah 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 with, and I'm not going to say specifically because I will get in trouble for it. But and I will say this: underage people. If I did that, they'd come after me in a heartbeat. And I'm not saying it wouldn't be possible with others, but it may be taking a little bit longer. But even then, I'll still get caught. It's still more of a possibility. But this is way more. It's not going to be like, oh, well, I looked at it once and they won't get me. No, they'll get me right away. Sooner than you think. They highly monitor these things. They may not care if you look at, regular stuff. But they will care if you look at underage. I know the laws. So, again, there is just something really, really fishy about that woman claiming she's 15. And anybody who claims that they're underage when they walk up to you or that they have a boyfriend is very fishy. I mean, because, unless you're asking them out on a date, I can understand that. But if you're not, that's highly suspicious. Like these gold digger pranks. I didn't get that. Would you mind if I take you out on a date? Or whatever. Yeah, no. That's the kind of shit I would never say. You can find gold diggers without using those dumbass bullshit fucking lines, okay? I can understand them saying that, and I don't blame them for saying that, because they don't want to go with you, okay? So don't even start your bullshit, alright? And it doesn't matter if you have a car or not. It shouldn't. I can understand you're not dating someone if they don't like you, for whatever reason. But you still shouldn't use those fucking lines. I don't give a fuck who the fuck you think you are. It's wrong, and not only that, it's immorally wrong. Okay? And I understand, I can understand if you're trying to find out, if you're, through asking directions and where the nearest restaurant is. Okay, and they just say they have a boyfriend or whatever. Yeah, that's highly suspicious. And that might make them a gold digger. Yeah, it makes them more of a gold digger anyway. But even more so if they find out you have a gorgeous car or tank. Because, And another thing is, like this one dude that had a damn tank, he decided to shoot her freaking car. Because he was a gold digger. That was the stupidest thing, man. You're an idiot. Because she's a gold digger? And I wouldn't even offer a woman to be wanting to sleep with me or anything like that. That's another thing I don't like about people who do that kind of bullshit, okay? You want to find out if they're a gold digger? Do it through the proper channels. Don't fuck around with the bullshit of doing that or offering them fucking money. What are you, stupid and blind? Although that's not really fair to blind people. But you're still stupid. It's like you've been taking drugs or something. I always say no to drugs, kids, because of this bullshit like that. Although I shouldn't be saying that because this is not really for kids. But the point is, I guess you could be considered a kid if you start doing that kind of crap. Literally. Of course. Because it's dumb. Plain and simple. If I want to find out, which I'm not going to bother to waste my fucking time, but even if I'm not going to, I can still easily find out if they're a gold digger. Let's just say, for argument's sake, I don't talk to somebody, and they come up and say, I have a boyfriend. I'm just standing right there whining my own damn business regardless of whether I'm just shopping or not. I don't ask you no questions, no nothing. I'm just going through here, and all of a sudden, they gonna tell me they got a damn boyfriend. Look, I didn't ask you for a fucking date. I don't give a fuck about you. I didn't talk to you. I don't give two rats' ass about whether you have a boyfriend or not. Big damn deal. Shit. And what makes it worst of all, I don't know if anybody's ever gone through that, but that's how stupid it is. We accept that's what's going to happen next with somebody who says that they have a boyfriend, but before they claim that, they're asking you for directions or asking you, like which way to find what aisle, which is, I guess, still directions. But like, you're looking for dog food, sir. I have a boyfriend, and you're looking at that direction, and you're not looking at them. Or if they're looking, even if they look into your eyes, the most dumbest thing I have ever seen in my entire fucking life is like when they don't want you to look at your boobs, and you look in your eyes. I've got a boyfriend. Okay. If we accept that, then if I look down and I'm just looking down, I've got a. That's another thing we're going to start accepting. You might as well just start saying that too. It's just like with the whole idea that, okay, why pretend to be something you're not? Why say that customers are always right no matter what? Okay? Customers are not always right no matter what. Customers may be right, but they're not right no matter what. I don't buy into that. I used to a long time ago. Now, it's true. I also believe in the policy that you should not argue with customers. I get that, and I believe in being polite, but I don't believe that they're right no matter what. Sure, you should do what you gotta do. You don't fucking talk to them about it. Just like let them say whatever the fuck they want to, and let them try to keep on going on. Even if it's someone who's an employee acting like they're the customer, just let them go on. Even if you say you're sorry, it doesn't matter. Just Let them spew their fucking business and get on with it. And then, have a way to prove that, find evidence suggesting that, you weren't trying to argue with them. They're the one that's turning it into an argument. And you're not even saying anything back. Because see, the thing about arguments, even though it takes two to tangle, you don't have to be saying nothing and you're in an argument. It doesn't matter whether it's a man or a woman, or between men and men, or between women and women, or men and women. It doesn't matter. Even if that woman's saying nothing and this man's going on and with her, and it doesn't matter whether they're employee or customer. When the employee starts arguing more and more, they're acting like they're the damn customer. They're the victim more than you are. So, and the thing is, I believe that in a fair world, I don't believe that it's completely fair, but I believe in a fair world enough that I treat everybody like they're supposed to be. Like, okay, whatever. Like, I can't help the way people take me. Either you're gonna like me or you're not. Plain and simple. I'm not gonna dress up as Bugs Bunny / Duke Nukem and start sticking up my wing wang just to make half the world happy and other people unhappy, and most people just like, oh well, we don't care. There's gonna be people that's gonna be supporting you, and no matter what you do, and there's people gonna be like, well, okay, and then there's people gonna be like, they don't care. Even if they get to know you, they just don't care. They don't like you, plain and simple. Okay. I can handle that. Just don't make me your enemy. If you make me your enemy, not only will war happen, but this is how I'm going to do it. I'll never be around you ever again. I don't care if we have peace or not, but it will still bring peace between us. At least for me anyway, because I'm going to sleep soundly at night knowing I don't have to deal with your ass and I don't have to put up with your bullshit. The moment you make me your fucking enemy, that's what you're going to find out. I don't give a damn if we're friends or not. Because I don't. I mean, yeah, I would love to be friends. I don't mind having friends. But I'm not going to go out of my way to change to make friends. Because you know how stupid that is, going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and you're tearing yourself apart. And I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to continue to be me, no matter how much I may change. That's one thing I will never change. I'm not going to do that. It's just not going to happen. I am what I am. And if you don't accept me, you better. And I don't mean like, well, you have to like me. As long as you don't make me into your fucking enemy. Because I will never talk to you again. I will never even grace you with my presence. Because I don't believe in violence to solve all my problems. Sure, I might play video games that have violence in them. But there is this difference. A high difference. Although, because of this thing, it's hard for me to do Grand Theft Auto in the way it's supposed to be done. If you know what I mean, by doing all the story-driven story events where I'm supposed to do this and that and able to do things, it makes it really hard for me. But I still manage to do some of them okay. But not every one of them. I mean, well, I can steal a car all damn day, but it depends on what all I gotta do to steal this damn car and all that crap. Yeah, it makes it real hard for me to do. But just simply stealing a car is not that hard. And you don't need Grand Theft Auto to do that. You really don't. And I'm not suggesting that we should ever do that. Hell no. That is fucking wrong. It would be kind of stupid, but, I mean, why couldn't you steal your own car? I understand not taking your own car back from an impound lot or whatever, when you know, like without paying for it. I understand not doing it that way or whatever. And you know, the thing is that let's say, for argument's sake, someone stole your car. Okay, you found your car one day, and you know it's yours, and you steal it, and you take it back. The highly stupidest thing is, even if you could prove it, it's like 9 times out of 10, the way the whole court system is, well, you had theft of possession. Even if it was yours, you're still going to go to prison. Now, I understand that a lot of it's still around and maybe getting lesser and lesser, but it's still around. It's just like with racism, it's still around. Just like with bullies, it's still around. See, the thing is, nobody wants to talk about this, but when it comes to bullyingism, it should never be to the extremist that someone has to die. Others people call you names and stuff like that. And the sad part is that a lot of people who have come out from bullyingism have come out better for it. And the thing is that what you're not seeing out of it, and we'll never see that because of all the crap that people go through, and a lot of people who use, or not use, but do the S word, suicide. Now, what makes bullyingism so wrong is because of the extreme measures that bullies go through. Instead of, because see, there's a lot of potential there, but because we had to disregard it because of too much of extremism to the point that people have done suicide. Yeah. So we can't consider it anymore. But it would be a way, because it's not like, okay, it's kind of like the another S word, SEX, but without that involved, to make you more confident. Now, if we could use it in such a way that we would make it more confident, that's the potential within that. But without the extremes or saying you need to die because you're a loser and you're a faggot, even if someone's not a faggot, no, that's extreme. And then it's pushing someone up against a locker, but going like, you know, if you don't fly right, you know, just kind of trying to boost up their confidence without, you know, trying to scare them. Well, even if it's a little bit scaring, but not to the extreme point that they want to give up on life. Or even beating them up. That's not cool either. But see, because of all that, we can't consider bullyingism as a way to boost confidence. So, I just want to make that point, that would be something to consider if all these years we didn't have all that crap going on. But since we do, we cannot consider it. So that's all I gotta say about it. I'm not gonna say no more because I realize it's a hard subject and nobody likes it. And the reason why you don't like it again is because of all the extremities that should never have been involved in the first damn place. You know, even if we had to learn from it from one experience, you know, from that being there, seeing how bad it is, because you don't know if something. See, the thing is bad as something can be, we have to sometimes in life learn from it. Although we shouldn't have to be to the point that someone goes suicide or kills himself. I mean, or kill, you know, whatever the case may be. No one should ever, you know, should have never had to learn it from that way, but enough to understand that, oh, this is bad, we shouldn't be doing that. Extreme enough to understand it without going too damn far to that point. And yes, it can be done. It's been proven. You know, but nobody sees it that way. So, anyway, I'm going to drop that. I'm going to move on. I'm going to say this. I've actually been recording 3 or 4 times now, trying to make an update video. And this is going to make 1 out of 9 to 1 out of 10. meaning that I have 9 more to go. Just think about it. You add 9 plus 1, that's 10. Or 1 plus 9, that is 10. I don't know if that makes any sense, but when I first explained it, but at least enough to understand how math works, because all I needed was 10 more to make exactly 200 update videos. Anyway, today's Saturday, if I'm not mistaken. Yep, February 6th. I'm going to say something to you all as well. That when you think about a lot of things in life, that is just it. I have seen potential, not in the extremist, but of the way that bullyingism could be used if it wasn't for all the shit that it put us through. Even if we can't never talk about it no more, I have seen the potential in it. So, I don't know why I brought it up again. But anyway, so, yeah. Anyway, so, yeah. I've got more content coming. And let's see. How much do I have uploaded right now? Well, not uploaded. I mean, posted. I've got more than that uploaded. Because I've got things that are, private, I think. The thing is as well, is that I mean it. See, okay, here's something else I was trying to point out in another deleted video. I don't understand why that this is all off, because now if I do that, I have to turn it on to where it's going to constantly bombard my fucking phone and drain my damn battery in order for me to know. I don't mind knowing within the damn app. That's where I want it to fucking stay. Okay? Or within every time I open up YouTube, not on my damn phone. I don't want to know every time. I don't care if I like the content provided or whatever. I just want to know when they upload within it, when I open it up. Okay? Because that's when it gives me a fair enough chance to check it out. Even if it's been a while since I've been on YouTube, that's where it should stay. Not, you have no choice now, because if you don't do that, well, then you can't know when the next time they post a video. I think that's highly stupid, because it drains my damn battery. It just does. Ooh, I've got 590 videos. I wonder what I uploaded last. Let's see. Yep. There should be more videos that I've already posted for, I want to say Breath of Fire, because today is Saturday. Let's look it up. Okay. You know what? Let me look into YT Studio. Because YT Studio is about the only way to do it without clicking on it. 343 views. There it is, but why didn't it show up? Well, that says it was the latest. Well, let's see. Yeah. That's something that's, meant to go. So let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, because I had like some for like Breath of Fire 2 and Lupia, Fortress of Doom. Yeah, look at that. That's all ready to go. When is this supposed to come out? February 13th. Well, okay. And what about Lufia 2 Rise of the Sinistrios? Well, that's Sunday's ordeal. And here's the thing. I promise you that whenever I move this on over, it's not going to be 3 videos at a time. It was just to kind of get things going so that I can also get up to at least 1,000. Some of them that I will be posting that will be recent, it might start out with 3 videos, but they're not going to be that full entendre of it. Depends on how short it is and how much it's going to go, and then it's going to draw back. That's what I was doing. What I'm going to do actually on the new channel is I'm just going to start it out slow. 1 or 2 videos every time I post, and that's it. Plain and simple. Okay, so this is that one that I have not completed yet. I will. You know, like I said, anything I don't complete, and if I can get a chance before I complete anything else, I will go back and complete those. That is a thing. Now, where in the hell did Lufia 2 go? There it is. Now, see, even if I say edit, it doesn't tell me when it's been done. She doesn't say if it's been done today. Solving Secret Puzzles, part 17. Right? This one here is for February 7th. Now, wait a minute. What day is that on? Wow, this is going to be done before the other one is. By done, I mean not completely all the way played through, but I mean the videos. So I got to get on to that. Super fast grinding puzzles. That's awesome. So, you know, and I'm going to see, you know, back out of that one. Wait a minute. Hold on. What's this? 7. Uh-oh. That's not cool. That's not cool. So all 3 of these are over there, and 20 for Breath of Fire is going to be... Hold on. It's probably because I started out with Lufia 2 before I did Breath of Fire. So let's see. Because I like Breath of Fire. I'm trying to do it at a good enough pace. What? I think I'm gonna slow down on some of these videos. But I still want to ultimately keep at least 3 videos on Sunday. I'll do like 2 videos. And then do... I'm going to keep it on 3 videos, at least for Final Fantasy VI, and 3 videos on Sunday. Between Tuesdays and Thursdays, it'll be like 1 to 2 videos. That'll be it. And then when we get up to the 1,000, I'll just do everything over there, 1 to 2 videos, except for Sunday, 3 videos. No, I won't either. I could just take a day and make it a 3 video day, because it's going to be split between 2 people. This channel will be for that, mainly since it's solely my channel. That's if I ever get back into it. So let's see. Breath of Fire. See, like that right there? Yeah, and the Fortress of Doom. Okay. I released all of this because it didn't go popular. And then that one wasn't popular enough. I got 0 views on that. But, oh well. Yeah, well, I guess Minecraft is nothing. I didn't see no point in keeping it in private. I didn't know if I was gonna have them out before I got to 1,000 or not. That's why I went ahead and released those. Let's see, where in the hell? Oh, here we go. Okay, what we have here is this one here. 20. 13. Right. 13. 20. Wait a minute. This one here is 13, correct. 13. And 13, okay. Then we have this one being on the 20th. And that one being on the 20th. So that's just 2 videos. 21 is 3 splitted tribe bridge 2 villages episode. And that one there is rescuing the cured Nina. Or Nina. Because yeah, that's a case of, in other words, there have been people who have been pronouncing her name but spelling it with N-I-N-A, Nina. Literally, I'm not kidding. It's not been Nina every time. Nor has been Phoebe every time someone spelled it with P-H-O-E-B-E. It's been Phoebe or Phoebe. People have been spelling it, pronouncing it different ways. So it's hard to tell unless they actually pronounce it, unless you know exactly how they pronounce it. You know, it's not going to be the same just because someone says N-I-N-A is Nina, but it's not always going to be Nina. It's going to be Nina. Literally, I've heard it pronounced that way. And I don't mean specifically for this game, but specifically for anybody who's been named with that spelling. It's not always been Nina. It's not always been Nina. It's been one or the other. I need to make another episode of that. So, let's see. Final Fantasy VI should be here somewhere. Populous. I hate to release playlists without description, but I'm going to go ahead and release this. That way if somebody can't find it, they can still find it through there, and it'll be cool. And I will eventually put a description in it, even if I'm not actually using it, the channel. I will update that, but, you know. Breath of Fire 2. Yeah. Let's just do it. I mean, no sense in not doing it. The only ones that I will keep private, either the ones I'm not going to be doing right away, but I won't, I mean, not forever, mind you. The ones that are going to be kept forever that way is the ones that I don't really need everybody looking at. And then there will be lists of playlists of some of the things I may watch. Like this one here can be released. You would know that is because it is directly the mobile edition of the original game itself, even though it's mobile. So let's do that, and let's release. And what the hell? Why not? I mean, it's not really anything special, but you know, I was gonna do more of that, but I haven't done not a single session of this at all, mind you. So, why has this not really been released yet? Yep. So, descriptions will be added. Yeah. Because sometimes it can be hard to find the video when you look at my uploads. And it's not because of what's recent, it's because, you know, sometimes your internet connection can only do so much before it says, well, you can't watch this or that. And even sometimes it does it to playlists too, which obligatously sucks. So I don't know why it does that, but that's just the way the internet does it. Now let's see, Suikoden 2. I guess I'll go ahead and release that, because I may never get to it. At least not on this channel, anyway. Let's move on to this one here, and I'll move this up. I mean, after all, it is a game that I may or may not be playing right away with, but who knows. Terranego has already been released. Is there anything else? Yep. Mega Man. Okay, let's put that there. And I think that should do it for all the playlists. Nope. Soul Blazer has not been released. Even though it's only one video, it doesn't matter. If I ever get back to this channel, I may just add more to it with newer, fresher videos. Other than that, no. It depends on how many people start showing up to the new channel and whether or not they're going to be interested into this, because otherwise I have no reason to even come back here other than updating playlists so that y'all know what's going on. So there you go. Pretty much everything's been released except for what? Even musical is released, because that's songs I like to listen to, even though they're not mine and I don't upload them. It doesn't really matter. I was also watching something to do with Duke Nukem, the voice of Duke Nukem. But you wouldn't think it's him, but it is. Yet, he's not part of the creation, but in a way he is, because without him, he's not, even though somebody could exactly sound like Duke Nukem, but he's originally part of the creation of Duke Nukem. Let's see. Face down. Let's see. Here's a comment as well. The people that dislike the video is because they're sleeping and you spelt there wrong. And there it is again, you spelt there wrong twice. There is a huge, huge difference. Huge difference. There is like another place, or going to a different direction. Like it's over there. And that's spelled with a different pronunciation. And it's according to how it's spelled. Okay, like T-H-E-R-E. And there is in them, when you're talking about a people or persons, or person, one person, C-H, I want to say I-R-E or T-H-E-R, hang on.
Here's a summary from Small Blue Dog Publishing. There. 1. There, a location. 2. There, a contraction of the words there, and 3. They're possessive, the thing belonging to them.
Yeah, okay, so T-H-E-I-R. Sometimes you can't help but have to ask to confirm it. And a lot of times, see, as much as we rely on our brains, as good as technology is, it doesn't always do as good. And then sometimes, as good as technology is, and both we are, we cannot rely on each other. I've learned this, I mean, it didn't used to be that way, but I've learned this ever since I've been going to pay bills at Walmart. Now, this doesn't always happen, mind you, keep that in mind, but a lot of times it does you no good, because let's say beforehand you have counted up to so many dollars, or so much change. You go up to there and they'll say, no, this is not that. Why would you say that? I've confirmed this on the freaking calculator of the phone. Is the calculator wrong? Why does it always have to be me that's wrong? I didn't get it wrong. I mean, even though I'm the one that okay, it's not my fault that it's wrong. Okay? It's not like I don't use my own brain, but I use it, and then I confirm it with the calculator. because it's the only way I know how to best set up myself to make damn sure everything's all whatever. And again, doesn't happen all the time, but it's happened enough. Twice is enough. It may not always be, but sometimes it takes only one. Sometimes it takes more than twice to get it through your thick skull enough experience to go, oh, now I finally understand. It just depends on how much time it takes to get it. Depends on the process of how it, as your mind spreads to all the brain cells in your body, of your entire mind, going, oh, now I understand. It took me twice to get the evident proof that I needed. And I didn't even think much of it. It doesn't matter if you think much of it at the first time or not. It means, like, oh, okay. Like when this one dude was being chased down by a helicopter, supposedly. I don't know. I didn't hardly see this helicopter the first time when he showed it behind him or whatever. But then at one point you saw it, and then it was pouring down. I didn't see no dots because it was too damn dark. Yeah, there wasn't. I wasn't, but it was really too damn dark to see any dots on him, or it wasn't exactly pointing. It was either that or he just wasn't pointing the camera where the dots were. He just did that, and there was a camera up there. Now I believe it was a possibility it was a helicopter, but it sounded like one. But I'm no expert on those. But anyway, the reason I brought that up was, what was it again? Oh, damn it, I hate when I do that to myself. But anyway, you get the idea, hopefully. So, yeah. I didn't think much of it the first time. That's why it was. Because when I went to go pay a bill. Yeah. At freaking Walmart. The problem is that I have not found any other place to do it with that. I don't believe that Food Lion will do it, and I don't believe that. You might find it at Sam's Club, but I highly doubt it because I don't know them too well enough to where they allow you to do that. You might pay a bill there, but it's going to be more than likely their bill. Unless you do it over the phone or online, blah, 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 the online BS crap, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's fine and dandy if you're more, influenced by where you started out with the internet instead of beforehand. See, beforehand, for me, like I always say, because it's true, I didn't grow up with the internet, believe it or not. Eventually it came into my time growing up, but when I started out, I didn't have internet, I had games. I didn't have no guides or nothing. I just played a game, plain and simple. And even when guides were finally a thing, by the time I found out more about them, they were mostly good. A little bit, but then a lot of them just turned out to be bullshit. Like, literally, there was this game that was played. It was a Final Fantasy game. You wouldn't exactly consider it because of what it does, but not because of the puzzles necessarily. But there is this one game, and I forget what it's called. It's a cartridge type deal for a little bitty device like a Game Boy. You plug it in, or you can put it on a Game Boy Advance. And I forget which title it was. I want to say it's the third one in the group. But anyway, you got to go through these things and try to find out which one has a boss. Twice. First time took a little bit, but finally found them. Another one, couldn't find it. No matter what, no matter how many times you go through it, it just went and said no. That was the dumbest freaking puzzle I have ever freaking seen in any game. Because it's so damn annoying. And you have to, every time you get low, you have to get out and reset all over again trying to find it. And every guide says the same. It's just random. You gotta find it. There's no guarantee what they found is what you're gonna find. If you do, oh yeah, it'll probably happen. The main damn time it gets more frustrating and frustrating, and you may never find it to the point because you're gonna give up and not be able to go back to it. I mean, even if you take breaks, like for a long period of time, for years and years and years and years, you try to keep coming back and keep coming back, and finally you give up forever. Especially to the point that you no longer have the game or don't know what the hell happened to it, but it's gone. I don't know where it's at. It's gone. Yeah, I mean, it's a great game. Other than that, it's only one bad thing about it is the puzzle system. It doesn't. It's not bad that it's got randomness in there. It's the badness of like how many times it would take to go through it, how many times you have to reset and all that crap. Because it would be nice if there was like a shortcut besides the one you're getting. It's more easy to go to instead of having to take the time and reset the puzzle from all the way to another place. Instead, you go round and round and round and round and round until you have to go all the way out and come back in. Why can't there be something even closer to that, even if you had to reset? Or at least have unlimited health long enough until you get to the boss and then it takes it off. Temporary unlimited health and whatever. Or MP, maybe, if you had to use it. You know, and then when you get the boss, you know, it takes it off, which is fine. You don't need it any longer. It's just so you can run through it till you find this joke of a boss. Might as well be, because you can't find it. Like you're being ran on an errand and even progress to the damn game. There's nowhere else to go. There's no other clues. There's no nothing. So what the you're supposed to do? I mean, don't you just hate that when there's a game you go, and especially if we look it up. Okay. In the end time, you're just going through. Anyway, I gotta go. Check out the links down below. Yada yada. Don't worry about putting on the notification bell. Just forget about the notification bell. Subscribe. And share the crap out of the video. You know, subscribe to the links down below. And yeah, check out my channel for playlist tab. It says plenty of playthroughs I've done. None of them are all complete, but there is one. Only one so far. Anyway, later.